Hey guys, it's Rebecca. So today I'm going to be doing a video that's just basically the books that I want to read in 2018. So this will just be books that I've obviously already read, and the majority of them are ones that I've already read and really liked. And I haven't reread most of them before, so I'm hoping to do that by the time 2018 has ended. Yeah, let's just get on with the video. The first book that I want to talk about is one that I've actually already reread, definitely at least once, and I always just like pick it up and read bits and pieces out of it because it is my favourite book, and that is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I absolutely love this book and I love it for like loads of different reasons. I think that it's time for me to just go through the entire book and reread it and see if I like it as much as I did the first time and the second time that I read it. But that was like a couple of years ago that I properly reread the entire thing. I still definitely consider it my favourite book, and I absolutely love Holden Caulfield. Like, that's probably not a very popular opinion because I know a lot of people can't stand him, but I absolutely love him and I really would like to read this. So the next book that I'd like to reread by time 2018 ends is one that I actually really didn't like and actually usually say that I hated, and it's because somebody recently left a comment on my video that was overhyped books I hate, and she said she would like to see me reread this book and give my updated opinion on it, since I would consider I hate the book even though I read it whenever I was like 15 or something like that, and that was a few years ago. So that book is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I know a lot of people like this because obviously on BookTube a lot of people are fangirls of different books and different characters. They found that they could relate to the characters in this, especially the main character, but I just didn't find that, and I actually hated the bits in between, like especially like her fan fiction that she wrote. I just didn't think it was very well written overall and just felt like it dragged the whole way through. I don't know if I'd think that if I reread it now, and I was thinking of maybe making a video where I gave my updated thoughts on it, because who knows, like my opinion could be completely different and I could be hating this book whenever I actually have the potential to end up loving it. So the next book that I really like to reread in 2018 is one that I would consider one of my favourite YA books and one of my favourite YA trilogies, and that is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I absolutely love The Infernal Devices, and even though I didn't like City of Bones, I really did like Clockwork Angel and the other two, but obviously I would be able to go just into Clockwork Prince and or Princess if I haven't read them in ages, which I haven't. I read them whenever I was like 15 as well, and I would just like to know that I would still think the same thing, because back then I didn't like the City of Bones and I did reread the City of Bones and my opinion hadn't changed, so I do kind of trust myself. I would just like to be reassured that I still like this and I can still consider it one of my favourite YA books or YA trilogy. So the next book that I'd like to reread is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I would consider this one of my favourite books. I actually have never reread it. I think it's because I'm so familiar with the story and I've watched the movie loads of times, so every time I watch the movie I can remember the story completely, but it's not the same. The movie just doesn't translate the entire story and how amazing the characters are. Like, you don't really get to know Jem as well in the movie. I just feel like I would really like to reread it because I remember just loving all of the characters so much and loving the story so much. I was hoping maybe to reread it in summer because I think it would be just a good time of year to reread it, because I'd have loads of time to properly immerse myself into the story, because I feel like this is the kind of book that you need to be fully immersed in to fully get everything out of it. I know that I will still love this, so I actually cannot wait to read this again. Like, I literally cannot wait. So the next book that I'd like to reread is another one that I would consider one of my favourites, even though I also haven't reread it, and that is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I love this book, and look at this edition, like it's so nice, and I haven't actually read it out of this edition because my last edition got ruined. I had to get a new copy. I would love to reread this soon because it was one of the stories that I find myself thinking about, even though I've read it again a couple of years ago. If you've read it, like, you know what I mean, but there's some really unlikable characters in it, but that can make them so likable, and I would just really like to see what my thoughts would be on that now and see if they've changed at all, and just to see what I think, because I can remember some moments in the book. They're supposed to be really cringe and they make me cringe so much whenever I think about them. Like one of the cringest things that I've ever read happen in this. Like, I'm not being funny, there's some really cringe moments, but like it's such a good story and it's like so different. Her writing style is so beautiful. I love her books, but this is like definitely being my favourite out of all of the ones that I've read. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Hopefully I do get to reread these by the end of 2018. I do have loads of other books that I'd like to reread. I didn't want to talk about them all in this one video, so I might make like a part 2 maybe at the end of summer or something, because I'm hoping that summer will give me loads of time to read and hopefully I'll read all of those even in summer. I can make a part 2 between October and December. Maybe I can get like another couple of rereads done. If you did like this video, then please give it a thumbs up so that I can know whether or not to make another part 2 to see if anybody's interested in knowing this, or else you can just leave me a comment, which is always my favourite. I love getting comments, so if you've read any of these books or would really like to read one of these books, then please let me know. If you have done this kind of video where you talk about the books that you'd like to reread, then please also leave comment in the comments and tell me if you have, because I'll go and watch it because I'd be really interested in that. I do like watching these kind of videos myself. So anyway, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please like and subscribe if you did, because that means so much to me. It makes me so happy. So that's it for this video and I will see you in the next one.